So this is going to be my next project. I decided I'm going to try to film a couple of videos about it. It might be just a before and after video, or I might make more videos of the minutia. I don't know, the taking it apart and putting it back together, the mechanical work, whatever else I'm going to do on this. This is a 1971 Yamaha R5C, which I bought about, I don't know, 5 years ago, kinda. And I actually did used to ride this bike, but the engine seized. So that was kind of a bummer and put a stop to riding the bike. And ever since then, it's kind of sat in the corner and accumulated dust. But I am finished some of my other projects, so I feel that I have time to, if I get all the parts ordered, I can actually pound this project out pretty quickly. So the plans are not a restoration, the plans aren't a restoration because the bike does not have the original front fork. Someone has put a front fork on it with a hydraulic disc brake from, I think it's probably from an RD350, but it could be from any early 70s Yamaha or mid 70s Yamaha. It could be from an XS 650, who knows? Those bikes are all really similar. And because of that, the bike is not original. And so it's also missing some other parts that would make it hard to do an actual factory restoration. And also this bike isn't really worth a whole lot. Even if this bike was in mint condition and on the showroom floor, it would be worth like a maximum of $4,000. So there's really no point at all in restoring it. But I would like to ride it again because it was a very characterful motorcycle. It was really extremely loud because it was missing the baffles out of the muffler. And I just had a certain, I don't know what to say, kind of, the words escape me, but I like the bike anyway. So the plans are to fix the bike up quite a bit. We're going to restore the engine. I use that word restore a lot. I don't mean restore. We're just going to fix it up. I'm not a restorer. We're going to fix the bike up and we're going to make it rideable. And if that involves some performance modifications, then so be it. So I am going to completely tear the bike down, and I don't know how I'm going to document that. I'm going to take it down. All right, we had a bit of a verbal meltdown there. This is why I don't make videos, because I stopped making sense 30 seconds into the video. So I'm going to document the stripping down of this bike. I'm going to strip it down to the bare frame, but it's not going to be a restoration. I am going to do some restoration work, but it'll mostly be engine work. And if I get really crazy, we might repaint the tank and side covers in the original color scheme and replace the missing side badges. It's definitely getting a new seat. I'm probably gonna add some sporty accessories to this bike, expansion chamber exhaust, maybe kind of a cafe racer type seat, although this will not be a cafe racer build because that's kind of old and tired at this point. But I'll probably put a sportier seat on it, less hideous tail light, and probably a set of lower handlebars. I've already done a stock restoration on an RD350. There it is. So I already have a stock bike like this, so I don't need another stock bike that's extremely similar. Bike's gonna get new tires as well. These tires look fine, but they're the wrong size actually. I just have them on there so that the bike isn't sitting on the floor. And yeah, I don't know, I'm rambling again. So yeah, that's that. Let's stop talking. All right, so I removed the seat. So obviously that's seen better days. That's why that's getting replaced. So we'll just carefully put that over there, and just kind of sweep up the remains of the seats. Just get rid of that. Okay. All right, so there's the fuel tank off. These are the little rubber bumpers that hold it on. So I'll put those aside because they're easy to lose and they're expensive to buy, maybe, I don't know. So this tank's not in bad shape inside, but it's got a lot of dents and dings in it. So it kind of lets it down a little bit. It's kind of funny, you can see the This is the overspray from when it was painted at the factory. It's kind of funny, eh? You can see where they taped it. So I might redo this tank because it's severely faded on top and it's bashed in every corner. But that would be really time consuming, so I also might not do that. We shall see. All right, so I've removed the engine from the frame. Oops. And yeah, so I got that out there. So you can see the anyway, that's the engine. It's not in the greatest shape. It did actually used to run. Cut to video of the bike running. But unfortunately what happened is it seized, and it seized because this cylinder liner broke. No, it's not this one here. Where is it? Is it this one? No, it's... oh, here it is, okay. You can see that this cylinder liner here actually cracked. I don't know if you can see that well, but there's a crack in the liner. When that happened, the piston came up and impaled itself on it. And that was a bummer. So yeah. So I was able to buy some replacement cylinders off of a forum user on Two Stroke World. And these ones aren't cracked. They have been ported by somebody. How do I show that? You can see someone has been in here porting. I don't know if it's competent porting or if it's done properly or what, but I don't know. So maybe it'll have a better performance than the original engine. I don't know. My concern is that the places they've ported it are where the old one broke. So they're essentially weakening the, by porting the transfer ports, they're weakening the cylinder. But nevertheless, there they are. So here's the bike without the engine in it. Pretty basic so far. I'm gonna take the rest of these accessories off. Yeah, and clean everything up, and that'll be that. Here's the side cover here, box of the bolts that came in it, the carburetors and the clutch lever, and the tops of the carburetors and the whole throttle assembly, including the throttle for the oil pump system. All right, so there's the electrical wiring out. So I seem to remember that a lot of this didn't work. So that'll be a ton of fun fixing that. This is the this rusty thing is the regulator and rectifier for the charging system. I seem to remember that this actually worked. So I'm probably just gonna clean it up and do nothing and hope that it still works. This is a bracket that goes on top of the bike, but it's the turn signal flasher. No idea if that worked because I never had turn signals on this bike at all. And over here, I have the ignition coils, the horn, the headlight, which is in terrible shape, and the key switch, oops, here, and the gauge cluster. This is a light that was inside the headlight. I believe it's a neutral lamp. This never worked, so I'll try to get that going. This is the gauge cluster. Now, when I bought this bike, this was missing. So on my initial go-around, fixing it up and getting it running, I bought this on eBay and I went to fit it to the bike, and I found that it wouldn't go on. And that was because it has this later front fork. The original R5 has a drum brake in the front, and this is obviously, because it's got a disc brake off a later bike, these brackets for the headlight are also off of a later RD or whatever bike. And so this wouldn't go on because the top of the fork, the mounting holes were not there for the R5 gauge cluster. So I made these little bracket tabs to bolt it on the RD holes, and it worked fine, but there's no place to put the key switch because the key switch, let me get it, clearly was part of the mounting of the gauges. I have no idea how it's supposed to be mounted other than clearly there's a recess here in this bracket with this rubber gasket, and it fits in there nice. So, but unfortunately, because the hole spacing is different, it doesn't work properly. So I just had this zip tied in there. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do about that. I'm gonna try to avoid just zip tying it back in, but I don't have any way to really fix that unless I just get the right front fork. And since that's probably not gonna happen, I'll have to come up with some kind of engineering solution or otherwise to make that fit a little better.